guys. Okay, we are going to start today going back over lines 203 to 218. And then I know it says 259 to 264, but I think that might have been a typo because I want to do 259 through 284. So that way we just are ahead, because I don't know why I would have written down that you do like 5 lines today. That doesn't make sense. So today's video is going to include all of those things. So you'll be able to check 203 through 218 and watch 259 to 284. Really like this passage, so I might go kind of fast. So I'm sorry, you might have to pause and play it over and over again, but that's okay. All right. So remember, we have Yarbus talking here today, and he's really upset because his dad said that he, was the best, and then Dido came and was kind of a jerk to him. So he's very mad. And this one, or he, raging of his mind and having been inflamed by the amorous or loving, A-M-A-R-R-O-U-S. Right, if something's amorous, it's having to do with love. So this rumor of the affair, having been inflamed by the amorous rumor, is said before the altars, between the middle of the divinity of the gods, to have begged Jove much as a suppliant, with his hands upturned or supine. Okay. He is said before the altars, between the middle of the divinity of the gods. You could take suplex first, you can take it later. To have begged Jove much as a suppliant, with his hands upturned. So it's like he's standing here talking to his dad, and his hands are turned to the sky. It's like he's shaking his fist saying, "What do you want from me, Dad? Ugh." And then he begins his speech to his father. All-powerful Jupiter, to whom now the Marusian people, let me spell that for you, Maurusian. These are just a tribe of people in northern Africa. Okay, to whom now the Marusian people feast on painted couches. So what are they doing for him? Number 1, having feasts. Pen's not really working. There we go. Then they pour out Bacchic honor. Okay. Remember, Bacchic has to do with the god Bacchus, who's the god of wine. They pour out Bacchic honor. Do you look upon this? Or, Creator or Father, when you turn your thunderbolts, do we shudder in vain? Okay, so what he's trying to say here, essentially, right, is that he says we're doing all these things. We're having large banquets for you. We're pouring out honors for you. Like, do you see us? Like, are you just playing there in the sky while we're terrified of you, thinking that you could strike us down any moment? And the blind fires terrify. Oh, my pen work at the bottom of this page. Sorry. I didn't mean to. Here, hold on. Let's erase this. So, and the blind fires I don't know, whatever, you know what word I'm talking about. In the clouds are minds, and they mix with empty murmur. So he's basically asking, like, is all of this in vain? Are you even real? He's really questioning the everything he's ever known. The woman. Oops, there we go. The woman. Who, wandering in our boundaries, placed a meager city for a price, to whom we gave to plow the shore, and to whom we gave laws of the place, right? So he's like, we are the ones that are responsible for giving her this land, and she doesn't even care about it. Okay, I'm going to repeat these first 2.5 lines. The woman who, wandering in our boundaries, placed a meager city for a price, to whom we gave to plow the shore, and to whom when we said we gave laws of the place. Okay. She drove back, or she rejected our marriage. Notice our is just referring to Yarbus. He's using the royal we here. Okay. And she receives the master Aeneas in the kingdom. And now that Paris, which I'll explain in a minute, and now that Paris with his half-man comrades, okay, tied by a Maeonian cap under his chin and oiled hair, okay, takes power, okay, or has power over that which he's seized. We indeed bring gifts to your temples, and we worship, or we, I don't know, what's a good word for this? We favor the empty fame. Okay, so what he's saying here is he's really upset, right? He had proposed to Dido. When Dido first arrived in Africa, he had tried to take her hand in marriage, and she rejected it. And he was like, okay, that's fine. I understand. You just want to set up your temple for your people. But when he goes and calls Aeneas that Paris, okay, and says that he's wearing this Maeonian cap, okay, it has oiled hair. All of those things are associated with people from the East. And when you have this little hat you wear on your head and you put oil in your hair so that it's like slicked down against your head, and calling him a Paris, that's like a really big cut down. It's kind of like calling him a wuss, or something worse that I'm not going to say in this video, but I bet you guys can think of something. Okay. So it's a really, really bad cut down here. And it's interesting because it's like, he has a lot of alliteration, and it's like, fuff, 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 fuff. It's like he's really upset. Okay. And up here, puh, puh. It's like he's spitting out his words in rage. Okay. So moving on to the next part, we're going to do lines 259 through 284, okay? And this is what you haven't done yet. So this needs to be completed by the time you get into class on Friday. Okay, I love this part. I'm just going to go straight through, and then I will come back and explain a few things. Okay. At first, he reached or touched the huts with his winged feet. He caught sight of Aeneas placing or founding the citadels and the new roofs. And there was a sword for that one, having been bejeweled with tawny jasper. And he was burning with Tyrian purple, a cloak having hung down from his shoulders, which rich gifts Dido had made. Why does it keep switching back? Okay, Dido had made. And woven a web with golden thread. At once he attacked. Do you now place the foundations of high Carthage and the beautiful city? And do you build the beautiful city of your wife? Alas, forgetful of the kingdom and of your situation. The ruler of the gods himself sends me down to you from high or clear Olympus. He who turns the sky and the lands with his divinity. He himself ordered to carry these orders through the swift air. What are you building? Or with what hope do you wear away leisure on Libyan lands? If no glory of such great things moves you, and you do not undertake the labor itself further by your own praise, look upon growing Ascanius and the hope of the heir of Iulus, to whom the kingdom of Italy and the Roman lands are owed. The Selenian one, having spoken with such a mouth, left mortal sight in the middle of his speech. And no, stop switching it. And far off he vanished from the eyes into thin air. But truly Aeneas, kind of like in wonder or wondering, was dumbstruck by the sight. And his hair prickled or standing up in horror, and the voice clung in his throat. He burned to go in flight and to leave the sweet lands, astonished by so great a warning and order of the gods. Alas, what should he do? With what approach did he now dare to go around the raging queen? First, which beginning should he undertake? Okay, So I'm sorry that I read that so fast, but it's kind of a quick moving thing. You'll have to go back and listen to it a few times. But let me go and explain just a few things to you guys. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is Mercury. It's interesting though because we never get his name. Mercury, the messenger god. Okay, remember? Messenger. There we go. Messenger god. Okay, he brings down these orders from Olympus itself, and he's very very intentional in saying like, what are you doing? Not only does he just talk to him, in what he attacks him. Okay, forgetful of your kingdom, the ruler of the gods himself, from high Olympus. Okay, don't forget that he turns the lands in the sky. Okay, he himself sent me down to talk to you. Okay, he's like, why are you wasting away here? What the gods see Aeneas is doing as being wasteful. Obviously Juno's happy, but everybody else is like, nope, this is not the fate. He can't be doing this. Okay, so one thing, Ascanius and Iulus. Ascanius, Iulus. Iulus. They are the same person, and you might be like, why would they do that? Ascanius, I think, is like kind of like his boy name, and Iulus is what he's called when he's older. So rising or growing Ascanius and the hope of the heir of Iulus, or the Iulian heir. Okay, we'll talk more about Iulus when I come back. Calenius, just so you know, Mount Selene is where Mercury was born. A lot of times people are talked about, but based on their birthplace. Okay, and then at once Aeneas, he's dumbstruck. His hair stands on end. His voice clings in his throat. He burns to depart. But then he remembers, right? Oh no, I have this raging queen that ever since we got married, right? She's been crazy. Like, how can I even talk to her? How am I even going to approach her? What should I do? He knows, he recognizes that this is not going to go well. Okay, guys, we will continue tomorrow. Okay, so this puts us ahead for tomorrow. And we will, let's see, is tomorrow an A day or a B day? I don't remember. Oh, I think it's a B day, so sorry. But we'll continue to work together to get through book 4, and then we're going to be starting writing our essays soon, so get ready. I hope the sub was awesome and that you have a great day, guys. Bye.